Since their first summer of competition in 2008, when the Ventura County Fusion were accepted into the USL's Premier Development League, the Fusion have not only been one of the most competitive sides in all of the Premier Development League, but Ventura County has expanded its international scope every summer as the Fusion have welcomed some of the top clubs from Europe, from England, and beyond. And this, in the summer of 2014, fresh off the Ventura County Fusion sewing up another USL PDL Southwest Division regular season crown, the tradition continues. As tonight, live from the Ventura College Sportsplex in Ventura, California, the Fusion welcome one of the most storied clubs in all of Scotland, in all of Europe, in all of the world. As tonight, Rangers FC of Glasgow come calling to take on the Ventura County Fusion in international friendly action. Hello again, friends. My name is Eric Evelhoch. So happy to be with you for Ventura County Fusion TV in cooperation with CAPS TV for tonight's special presentation of an international friendly between two teams that one has a 100-plus year history of excellence, while another approaching a decade of excellence here in Southern California. The Fusion and Rangers, just the latest in a line of friendlies that has seen Ventura County welcome clubs the likes of Everton of the English Premier League, Manchester City, Portsmouth, West Bromwich Albion, Swansea, and other European clubs such as Hammarby, AIK Stockholm of Sweden, and Trinita of Japan. The Fusion are in fine form coming into tonight's contest, having sewn up the 2014 PDL Southwest Division Championship. They did so, finishing the regular season with a 8-3-3 record, good for 27 points, finishing one ahead in the table of LA Misioneros FC. And for the Fusion, it has been a strong run down the stretch that has keyed the way to claim another division crown for Ventura County. 4 wins in the final 5 games. The Fusion only suffering 3 games since the opening few weeks of the season that Ventura County did not draw full points from. Most recently, the championship clinching victory for the Southwest Division came on the 11th of July, a 2-0 victory over Las Vegas Mobsters. In that game, the Gatorade Player of the Year, Abu Danladi, opened the scoring in the 18th minute, assisted by Laurie Bell. The result confirmed in the 86th minute on a goal by Jordan Vale, assisted by Kip Colvey, to send celebration once more to the streets of Ventura. Their opponent this evening in Rangers FC of Glasgow. As you look in the stands here, you can certainly see the scope of this fine club. Over 100 years of tradition, one of 10 founding members of the Scottish Football League all the way back in 1890-91. Founded all the way back in 1872, Rangers have the international distinction of being the club with the most domestic championships won at 54, as well as the most trebles claimed within their own country. 7 times Rangers have not only won the Scottish Premier League, but they've also claimed the Scottish and League Cups. No other club in the world can claim that level of sustained excellence. Fusion, certainly no stranger to taking on clubs of sustained excellence. As mentioned, Manchester City playing Ventura County in a closed-door friendly back in 2011. It's a Fusion side that will look to test itself against a Rangers side that is once again on the ascendancy. Memories of administration back in 2011, 2012 have since given way to back-to-back top finishes in the Scottish Third League as well as in the First League. This season, Rangers will be in the Scottish Championship League, and once again have their sights set on returning to the top flight of Scottish football. Well, as you can see, the stands are filled and continuing to fill even more so. Earlier this afternoon, in speaking with Ventura County Fusion staff, it was mentioned that over 1,000 tickets sold for this event. Seating will become scarce here at the Sportsplex as we creep ever closer to kickoff time. This is a facility that has seen the Fusion play host to MLS sides, dating back to when they took on Chivas USA in the third round of the Tom Bradley U.S. Open Cup several seasons ago. Once again, the stands will be packed as the Fusion take on Rangers FC of Glasgow. We'll get you to action after we introduce the starting lineups for both clubs. For that, we listen to the public address announcer.
Number 1, Cammy Bell. Defender, number 3, Evelhoch. Midfielder, number 5, Lee Wallace. Midfielder, number 6, Captain Lee McCulloch. Number 7, midfielder, Nicky Wall. Number 8, midfielder, Ian Black. Number 10, midfielder, Lewis McLeod. Number 18, forward, Ken Miller. Number 23, defender, Richard Foster. Number 24, defender, Darren McGregor. And number 26, defender, Marius Zaliukas. And now the starting lineup for your Ventura County Fusion. In goal, number 1, Earl Edwards. Defender, number 17, Kip Coley. And number 5, defender, Sterling Hancock. Number 15, defender, Tony O'Farrell. Number 11, defender, Jaron Torrey. Number 21, midfielder, Laurie Bell. Number 7, midfielder, Jordan Bale. Number 6, midfielder, Augustin Cazares. Number 20, forward, James Kippy. Number 19, forward, Ismail Jones. Number 10, forward, Duran Stanley. Ventura County Fusion coached by Rudy Barr tonight, and Rangers by the legendary Ali McCoy, assisted by Kenny McDowell.
So as the substitutes begin to stride to the field here at the VC Sportsplex, you can feel already a divided house here. Loyalties for Ventura County split between the local side as well as the European side with the century plus of tradition. And of course, what a roar going up for manager Ali McCoist, the head man for Rangers FC. Not only is he the man in charge of the squad, he is perhaps one of the greatest players to ever don the light blue of the Rangers. If one man exemplifies the club motto of "I ready," ready it is McCoist, the man who scored more than anyone else for Rangers. The club striding in from the left side of the stadium, and we are moments away from international friendly action here from the VC Sportsplex on Ventura County Fusion Television. Eric Evelhoch with the distinct pleasure of bringing this contest to you wherever you may be watching around the world on YouTube, on Fusion TV in conjunction with Caps. We'll pause as the teams make their way to midfield. for the national anthems of both countries before bringing you this evening's action.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, our assistant referee, Brady Christie, assisted on the field by Luis Gutierrez and Omar Mesa, with Michelle Proneza for official and the technical area. Ladies remain standing as we honor the teams with the national anthems of both countries. Starting with our visitors, the Rangers from Scotland.
Amongst the blue and orange of the Fusion faithful and the light blues of Rangers, more than a few of the red, white, and blue United States national team kits in attendance for the crowd. It is certainly one of the storylines that Rangers talked about coming into this evening's friendly. The ascendancy of American soccer, and no club has better exemplified that than the Ventura County Fusion, taking on some of the toughest challenges from all of Europe in international friendly play since inception back in 2008. A special ceremony at midfield as the captains for both sides, Lee McCulloch for Rangers and James Kiffey for Fusion, exchanging the standards before we get ready for this evening's contest. Well, it was a bit of a joke between broadcasters before the game, speaking with the gentleman calling the broadcast for Rangers TV about how as soon as the squad touched down here just this last week, it seemed as if the characteristic blue skies and bright sunshine of California was almost immediately shrouded in a Scottish gray and dull sky. However, as we look to the heavens this evening here from the VC Sportsplex, that gray is giving way, and we look to be treated to one of the trademark beautiful Southern California sunsets that you can only see here in Ventura County. Rangers will be wearing the all-red away strip. Ventura County in the home all-white strip. Rangers beginning play, having already won their first 2 contests in preseason competition. A 3-0 defeat of Bucky Thistle, as well as a 1-1 draw with Aurora Rangers. This, the first time in 7 years that Rangers have made a tour of North America before their domestic campaign. Rangers will compete tonight before heading up to Sacramento later this week to take on Sacramento Republic FC of the USL's Pro Division. They will then move on to Canada, taking on a British Columbia side before ultimately finishing competition against Ottawa Fury of the USL Pro side. Special ceremony before this evening's match. And if you look to pitch side, you will perhaps note in some of the wider shots a row of black chairs and fans seated on the track here at the VC Sportsplex. Some fans electing to spend upwards of $100 to sit pitch side to see their heroes of the Fusion and Rangers in action, and we are underway. The singing has already begun for the Light Blues as Lee Wallace, the vice captain for Rangers, looks to throw in from the near sideline. Headed clear, and Fusion will look to turn. On the near sideline, Colby gives, and now receives back. Pressure forward from the captain, Lee McCulloch, will force the drop back. Attempted head is too high. Molsny will clear to the near side. Out for a Fusion throw. As mentioned, 4 of the last 5 contests in league for Fusion have come away victorious. No offensive performance has been quite as good as the first home win of this 2014 campaign, a 5-1 defeat of OC Padiadores Blues. But in the last 5 contests, the side has conceded but 3 times. Pressure up pitch by Alfaro. Scutters the ball out of bounds for a throw. As this is a friendly, there'll be unlimited substitutions allowed for both sides. Rangers, of course, looking to work out some of the less played within their squad. As a foul is given, and Darren McGregor will be the guilty party, conceding the free kick to Fusion. McGregor is one of the players of real resiliency when you look at this Rangers club, twice recovering from ACL injuries in his time with St. Mirren before signing with Rangers. Into the box, it's headed clear. Foul is given. And it'll be for keeper Cammy Bell to send this one away. Bill Elmosny touches back for Bell, and Rangers will work from the rear. Fusion with only 1 pressing forward. Now Durant Stanley has help on the run up the far side by Alfaro. And now Sterling Hancock will reset for the Fusion back in their own defensive half. Attempted long run ball denied by Foster, but given right back. Fusion looking to transition, but coming back and denying is Wallace. Miller turns to the far sideline. Heavy pressure. Will be returned to defender Wallace. Mosney appealing for a handball, not given. Now worked wide for Black. Attempting the cross to the box. Set away by Bell. Attempted crack on once again. Bell the denial. Vale in space. The captain Kiffey. Chip up the sideline for Colvey. Cleared away by Mosney. And the French international will give for the Fusion throw. Though born in Paris, Mosney plays for Tunisia. His family of Tunisian descent. 2 career appearances on that national squad. And now the first corner of the match given as Bell's attempted cross scuppered behind by Mosney. We approach 6 minutes gone in a scoreless match. Swung into the area, headed back out. And it'll be Kiffey for the throw. Red shirts collapsing on Durant Stanley, and he gives it away over the back end for the goal kick. Stanley appealing to the official as he did go down in the box. Rangers now on the run. This is Wallace. Tries the step around on Sterling Hancock. And a free kick given. And Wallace is slow to arise, being encouraged by his teammate, Lewis McLeod. Wallace, a transfer from Heart of Midlothian back in 2011. Acquired for £1.5 million. Kick into the box. Taken instead by McLeod, but the Fusion able to send it out. McLeod. Now the Fusion will work it to the near sideline. Colvey cannot control for a Rangers throw. This is given away for Kiffey. Nice bit of work from the Fusion captain, dispossessing Wallace. But nothing comes of it as he dances towards the middle. Zaliukas, Lithuanian international. Recent signee at the club. Now ahead for McCullough. Stopped up momentarily by Colvey, but it goes for the throw. McLeod Once again, Colby, the very close defending. But it will lead to the first Rangers corner of the match. Neither side has as yet managed to test either of the keepers. Earl Edwards making his second start of the summer for Fusion. The cross pinballs around and ultimately cleared free by Vale. Still opportunity for Rangers, but Vale, nice bit of work on the far sideline. It's now put into the box and headed just wide. McGregor. And so Edwards, who had not played with Fusion since 2012, till a concussion suffered by this season's preferred Fusion keeper in the second to last match of the season. Rangers now on the run. Nicely denied at the top of the box. You can see much movement from the Rangers up top. 2, 3, and 4 at a time, making their moves forward. Now the switch to the near side. Wallace can't keep it in the field of play. 0-0 in the 11th minute. Bell plays ahead. On his horse is Stanley. He won't win it. But he forces Zelyukas to sling it out. And it is spoiled once more for a throw all the way in the very nearest of corner. Defender on his back. The turning left foot attempt by Bell, denied. And now the attempted break at the near side for McLeod leads him out the field of play. On the far sideline, Torre has it knocked away for a throw. In for Vale. Torre swinging. Stanley on the cross. Switches for Kiffey. Left-footed slice into the box, denied, but he gets it back. Sweeping wide for Vale, but it is defended and won by Moshny for Rangers. Pace up the far sideline. This is Nicky Law. And the right footer from 5 yards atop the box by McLeod is easily gobbled by Edwards. Torre cannot keep it in the field of play. Fusion looking forward to this season's PDL postseason. It begins in Las Vegas against BYU Cougars. Be sure to visit vcfusion.com for the latest playoff information for your Fusion. Rangers now on the attack. Torre, a nice bit of defending far sideline. Vale has it taken away. They spin in the middle of the field to spring free for Law. Up the far sideline. Perhaps something here. To the back post, off the chest. And a Fusion defender before Edwards can gather. So Rangers have had the first two attempts to find their way to the keeper. Still nothing to show for it. In minute 15. Stanley's flicked header. Given back is McLeod to the midfield for McCulloch. Far sideline, Ian Black. Switches for Moshny. Trouble controlling. Now perhaps an opportunity for Kiffey. Will be slowed for Bell. On the attempted run, this is Stanley. Nice bit of defending on the run from behind by Zaliukas into the gracious hands of Bell. Bell has been capped for the Scottish national team, appearing as a substitute in a match against Faroe Islands back in 2010. Now perhaps something on here. A touch too far for Nicky Law, whose scissors kick cannot bring it down. Cazares to the far sideline. Now retrieves it back and gets two red shirts on his back for his trouble. Ahead for Torre. Fancy footwork, but his attempted feed into the cross denied by McGregor, who will send it out for the Fusion throw. Bell. Given back to midfield. Attempted switch, and on the follow through, the foul is given. It'll be a free kick for Fusion. Ian Black, a bit over eager in his finishing on the challenge. Ahead is Stanley. Denied by Moshny. Bell sends it off Rangers for another throw. From the back, Jomé gives it away but stops the attempted push forward momentarily. Free kick given on McLeod's tumble to the turf. And he is quickly compacted and dispossessed by the Fusion and Cazares. Leaves back in the switch to the far sideline. Now back to the near for Colby. Kiffey. The left-footed cross. Denied. Flick from the top of the box. Cazares. Kiffey turns it back. Fusion looking for something here. Kiffey. Forced to go back near mid to reset. Alfaro gave far sideline. Out the top of the box. And a good bit of work from Fusion trying to link through. And spring for Alfaro, but it skitters wide for the goal kick. McCullough. McLeod. Back far sideline. Zelyukas gives now Law. Molsny. Slight pressure from Kiffey. Far sideline, McLeod has it taken by Torre. Stanley. Tumbles to the turf, no whistle. Rangers on the counter. Wallace. Reset for Molsny, sends to the far side. Nice give and go. And it's turned out at the last second. Well handled by Alfaro. Cazares. And Stanley. Arms interlocked. Will now set the free kick. Both sides continue to probe here in the 21st minute. And now from the back, Edwards. Colby does well to push it forward for Kiffey. Kiffey springs the run. Stanley thought he had a momentary inside track on McGregor. But the through ball went wanting. This could be something here for Kenny Miller. Wallace for Miller. Attempted left-footed cross. Sent out for a throw. McLeod gives. To the point of the box before it's sent away. Stanley cannot win the header at midfield. Molsny pops it back. McGregor. Up the far sideline for Law. And it will go for a goal kick despite protestations from the former Motherwell Steelmen. It is interesting in the build-up to this match, discussing it on Twitter, my handle @EricTheHawk. Whenever I mentioned Fusion taking on Rangers, a friend of mine who happens to be a supporter of Motherwell kept using the hashtag Tribute Act about this Rangers squad. Now, I can perhaps understand why a Motherwell supporter will have his chest certainly at full size and puffed out following 2 consecutive second finishes in the Scottish Premier League table. May as well get those shots in. Well, you can. Well, Rangers are still working their way back up the ladder of leagues. On the far sideline, the attempted turn into the box is blocked and then sent away by Alfaro. Time in midfield for Molsny. Colby. for Kiffey. Now Vale gives far sideline. It'll be turned back by Hancock for Edwards. Pressure forward from Rangers now, trying to create a mistake. Just barely stayed from over the end line. Bit of fortune for Fusion. And they'll elect to reset it with Edwards. Long ball didn't find Stanley, but Mosney's clear. Not the best. Torre far sideline. Now we'll give near sideline for Colby. Attempted return, Link is denied. And now on the run, Wallace. Full head of steam, and it's denied at the final second for a throw. Nice bit of defending on the back end by Giovantore to clean up the quick run. But Wallace. Looked for the return, not to be found as Stanley sends it out. Mosney. Oh, Stanley looking to be sprung, but no long feed coming. Now here it is, and Mosney will scutter it. And Wallace drops it back. Ahead Black. And a tumble. And now an opportunity for Rangers from the near sideline. Law sends it back after pressure from Bell. Stanley gives chase to McGregor. We'll curl it back for Bell. Zalyukas to the near sideline, Wallace. Mosney for Wallace. Fusion doing a good job of closing. But here's the turn up the near side, Miller. Black, now Miller. Black into the area, just ahead of his targeted man. Edwards gracious to grab it before the foot of Foster could send it to the twine. 29 minutes into action with no score, as you see in the top graphics, courtesy of Caps, the television partner for VC Fusion TV. Wallace with a throw in. This Rangers side, healthy mixture of young and old. Fusion, all youth. Most university players. As the free kick given at the American Gridiron 33-yard line. Wallace receives the return, now back Molsny. McLeod. Curling cross to the far side of the box. Kept in the field of play. Attempted feed for Stanley, denied. Zaliukas. Far side McCulloch tries a link up. Second feed too far. Edwards ahead, Vale can't win the header. But it's put ahead for Stanley. Setback. And on the switch, plenty of real estate on the pitch for Colby. Cazares sends wide. Alfaro. Triangle touching. Vale. Now Cazares. Gives the ball away at midfield. McLeod. Nice bit of defensive work to win the ball back for Fusion. And now Kiffey. Loses it on the east-west run. Rangers look to turn something of it in transition, but nice recovery by Ventura County. To the top of the box, it's cleared. Ball punched in the air. Headed on. Into the chest of Edwards. The long distribution. But nothing to come of it as two players down, and the official will bring a halt to the proceedings. Substitutes running on the far sideline for Rangers. Saw the first substitute sign for Fusion. Removing the neon orange top. And Kennedy Chongo will make the appearance in place of Javan Torre. A forward replacing a defender. So Fusion perhaps looking for a bit more bite to the attack. Chongo, of course, a real pacey forward. Wanting to test this back end of Rangers with some additional upfield speed. Too far for Stanley, but a nice job chesting it down. Can't control from there, and Bell, bit of an adventure, but able to absorb and feed ahead. Molsny. Collision at midfield takes down Ian Black. And on the quick restart, Law. McCulloch to the far sideline. Vale defending, forces the feed back to midfield. Molsny calls for and receives. To the far sideline, McGregor tracks it down. Quick touch from Law. Fusion challenge sends his recipient sprawling, and the ball out for the Ranger throw. Molsny gives back. Law. Dropping. Black. Now Molsny. Lee Wallace. Bit of a stutter start for Zaliukas. Touch to the far sideline, McLeod. A tip from distance over the bar. It was a good look, but gratefully over the top. 35 minutes into the opening half of this historic international friendly for Ventura County Fusion, welcoming one of the most successful European domestic sides in all of football to the 805. Attempted turn by Vale. Gives the ball up. And now here's space. Rangers on the run. Wallace. Well recovered by Colvey, but it'll go for the corner. My apologies. Goal kick. And all three of the Rangers out with arms outstretched, wondering perhaps why the official decision was for the goal kick. In truth, I do think they have quite the case, but Edwards will accept. Header at midfield. McGregor won it for Rangers. Now the ball into the midsection. Grabbed without a whistle, and so to the Fusion. Turning ahead. Colvey drops back. Bell. To the far sideline. And too far. Wallace. Extra defensive help comes. Wallace sent sprawling, no whistle to save him. Jomet. Oh, and the legs kicked out from under him on it, and this will bring a caution. The vice captain shown yellow in the 38th minute on a rather egregious challenge. So our first incident of the match is a card shown to Rangers for retaliation. Edwards under fire from Law. Sent back by Bell. Alfaro. The springing feed ahead. Bell won't come up with it. And cannot save it from breaching the end line for the goal kick. We've talked about the domestic success of this Rangers club. It also holds the distinction of being the first British club to ever reach a UEFA final. Did so back in 1961, making the Euro Cup Winners' Cup, falling 4-1 on aggregate to Fiorentina. There's only been one piece of European hardware to the treasure cabinet of Rangers. Came back in 1972. This time, winners of the European Cup Winners' Cup, the famed Barcelona Bears squad that topped Dynamo Moscow 3-2 at the Camp Nou. Black. Far sideline. Top of the box, Law. Slips free from 3 white shirts. Top of the box, takes the turn of the head, the cross, and it's sent just wide at the last moment. Oh, Kenny Miller. The cage was yawning. He sent sprawling. But the 3-term Ranger man cannot find the back of the net in the 41st minute. Fusion looking to turn and poach one to the box. Score! Lift the veil, Jordan. It's a sucker punch strike for the Fusion. And as so oft is the case, the near miss at one end converted at the opposite, but a minute later, Jordan Vale in the 42nd minute, 1-0 to the Fusion. And so this Rangers side I would say a touch stunned. Now perhaps their countenance equaling the red of their kits. Challenging play forward. The ball won back after McGregor's pressure. Wallace. Bilal Moshni. Salyuhis to the far sideline. Now Law. Quick touches. Rangers reset. 1-0 to Ventura County. 42nd minute tally by Jordan Vale. Law to the near side, Wallace. Double teamed and dispossessed by Jaume. Jaume has it knocked out of play by Wallace. Colvey to throw. Now McLeod transitioning it ahead. Miller. His miss allowed the Fusion counterpunch for the first of the match. And now a turnover. Vale. Cazares will pirouette it back. And receives return feed, giving to the middle. Colvey. Now Jean. Far sideline, Kennedy Chongo. To the top of the box. Jom just could not come free with it. Back for Bell. We now await for the indication of any added time, and the flag is up. The run just a step early. Rangers trying to strike in the manner as the Fusion. Edwards, awaiting pressure that has yet to arrive, springs it ahead. Duran Stanley cannot control it. Four-point shadows starting to stretch from each player on the pitch here at the VC Sportsplex as the sun sinks ever southward into the Pacific Ocean. Black to the middle. McLeod. Given straight away. Cazares. Colvey. Ismaila Jomé gave it away, nearly wins it back. Just announced, I believe, 3 minutes added time here in the opening half. This is the near sideline. Miller allows his man to fly by, tries to feed back for Wallace, and it's denied. Jomé. And now Fusion will clear. Mosny. Zalhukis. And a corner given late. As the late arrival of the defender, Alfaro, careens the cross over the end line. Ian Black. The man in the very heart of the box is Miller. It goes to the top. Now Law. Wallace has it cleared towards center. And so ends the opening 45 of action. In a match in the opening 20 minutes or so, saw teams trading spells of possession without much probing of the keepers. Seemed to open up a bit as the match went along. A quality chance for Kenny Niller came up empty for Rangers just past the 40-minute mark. And on the counter, Jordan Vale punched home the first for the match to give us our halftime score. Ventura County Fusion 1, Rangers 0. You are watching Ventura County Fusion Soccer on Fusion TV in conjunction with Caps. We'll be back with first half stats as well as the second and concluding half of action. Stay tuned. It is truly a remarkable scoreline after the first 45 minutes of action here from the VC Sportsplex in Ventura County, California, United States of America. The Ventura County Fusion leading Rangers FC of Glasgow, Scotland, 1-0. Eric Evelhoch with the distinct pleasure of having this match for you on Fusion TV in association with CAPS, broadcasting live around the world on YouTube and locally in Ventura County on CAPS television. Well, let's take a look at the first half statistics in this evening's international friendly contest. For Ventura County Fusion, it is only one shot that they have needed to put their one goal on the board. Scored in the 42nd minute by Jordan Vale, assisted by Ismaila Jomé. Rangers outshooting Fusion to this point 6-1. Fusion have had 1 corner to 2 for Rangers. Rangers have been offside twice. Fouls in the match. 5 called on Fusion, 6 on Rangers. Thus far, 2 saves credited to Fusion starting keeper Earl Edwards, starter Cammy Bell, unable to get pause to the 1 Fusion shot on frame in that opening half of action. Well, as we mentioned, this Ventura County side, no stranger to taking on top flight European competition. Fusion taking on Everton back in 2008. Burnley FC in 2009 ahead of the club's premiership campaign. Portsmouth FC back in 2010. Manchester City and West Bromwich Albion in 2011. And Swansea City in 2012. It was only the match against Swansea where Fusion at any point were able to hold a lead against English competition, which makes this score through the first 45 minutes against Scottish competition perhaps all the more surprising. But when you consider Fusion, winners of the USL PDL Southwest Division for the 5th time in franchise history, it is certainly the tale of a game featuring a team in full form from its league campaign versus a squad that is in its 3rd of the preseason. And another point to be made here, not only is this the 3rd game of the summer thus far for Rangers, but the conditions here certainly a stark contrast to those competed upon earlier on in the preseason campaign against Bucky Thistle. For the second half, the temperature hovering just over 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So it'll be interesting to see how Rangers, over the remaining 45 minutes of this match, not only how they elect to deploy their substitutions, unlimited as they may be, in this international friendly affair, who they will elect to bring off the bench. Some solid play in the middle of the field for the visitors. Nicky Law, Ian Black, Lewis McLeod, each with moments of creativity. Much of the play being driven, though, on the side by Lee Wallace. Kenny Miller getting the best opportunity of the opening 45 for the visitors, but just unable to hit a looping cross betwixt the box, between the sticks from the left post, a matter of moments later, it was the Fusion snatching the first goal of the match. So 45 minutes remaining in this one on an evening that will surely be put as a high point in the 8+ year history of this Ventura County Fusion club. So many fans in the stands tonight, as mentioned in the pregame. A nice balance of the orange and blue of Ventura County and the famed light blue and red of Rangers. Our second half is just about ready to get underway. Rangers began with the ball in the opening half. As such, Fusion will begin our second half of action. And when you consider the goal scorer in this game, it really has been the story for the Fusion of recent that goals seem to come in bunches. It was Vale who scored the last goal of the Fusion's most recent league match against Las Vegas Mobsters back on the 11th of the month, cementing a 2-0 victory that clinched the division championship. It's also the second goal of the season for Vale after he had scored the winning goal in a 2-1 affair against the table cellar-dwelling SoCal Seahorses back on the 28th of June, 2-1, to save the 3 points in that one. All of them certainly needed, with the razor-thin margin of but 1 point, claiming the division title for Fusion. And we are back to action. Be interesting to see how the pressure changes for Rangers. Already one sub to apprise you of. David Templeton, number 11 for the Red, is on. Fed to the far sideline. Stop momentarily now. Jomé will deny the pressure from Fraser Aird, another player who came on as a substitute. Matt LaGrassa, wearing number 14 for the Fusion in the midfield. James Kiffey dropping back. Alfaro spins away from pressure. This is LaGrassa again. The long lead ahead for Jomé is turned away. Stevie Smith, left back, former player for Portland Timbers. He's one of 2 on this Rangers squad who have spent time in Major League Soccer. Of course, Ventura County Fusion, since their inception, have sent over 40 players to the top flight league in the United States, including the number 1 overall pick in the 2008 MLS Super Draft, Chance Myers of Thousand Oaks, to the then Kansas City Wizards, now the defending MLS Cup champions, Sporting Kansas City. Off the throw-in by Zaliukas. Rangers swing it around to the far side. As now the field fully bathed in the stadium lights. Chongo under pressure. And the foul given on the pressure from behind by Foster. Chongo has long been a fan favorite for the Ventura County outfit. It's a matter of a few seasons ago where There used to be a supporting group that came out in orange t-shirts, occasionally wearing masks, all times bringing a drum and singing the refrain of "We love you, Chongo, we do." Fusion earn a corner on the feed ahead for Jomé that's spilled behind. And an opportunity 4 minutes into half number 2. This is Captain James Kiffey, who will take the corner. Swings it into the box. Punched away. It rattles. Still not cleared until finally floated ahead. And it ultimately will drift out back behind. Molsny. Spun to the near sideline for Foster. McCulloch gives in the midfield for Law. Recovery needed from Colvey. Remains on the hip pocket of the attack, but help from Jomé will lead to the dispossess. Ultimately ushered out of bounds for the Fusion throw. We've made much on this broadcast of the domestic success of Rangers. Ventura County has been a model organization really from its inception. In its second season of competition, the Fusion captured the Premier Development League's league championship in the playoff, defeating the Chicago Fire's U23 squad. 2-1 in extra time. A game broadcast nationally in the United States. Kiffey working near side of the box as it punched away by Zelyukis for another Fusion corner. So Ventura County double their opportunities from the corner flags in the opening 5 minutes of the second half, as in the full 45 of the first. Into the box, the header. Skips to the far corner. Jomé. The left footer. Pinballs in and is saved. Do believe that's Steve Simonson between the sticks now for Rangers. Cammy Bell getting the start. Simonson coming in for half number 2. It remains Earl Edwards for Fusion, and once again, Kenny Miller cannot corral an apparent opportunity. LaGrasse's feed for Chongo, taken away by Templeton. Law turning with chase from behind by the goal scorer. Vale sends it far sideline. Into the box, it's headed to the top. McCulloch. Now Jomé on the run. The feed ahead. Flag stays down. Livingston tries to center. Zelyukis breaks it. At the final moment. LaGrassa sends far sideline. Punch forward, and now it's an opportunity for the Rangers on the run. Quickly corralled with 4 Fusion back, but Templeton in space. A nice feed ahead, and Edwards will vacuum it up, sliding, coming forward from his keeper's box. Throw to Ventura County. As Cazares now sends it well out of play, allowing for the arid throw. Fraser, a Canadian national, born to parents who immigrated from Scotland in 1987 to Canada. He has to love the prospect of taking on Ottawa Fury in the 4th and final game of this 2014 Rangers North American Tour. Ottawa provincial rivals of his birth town of Toronto. Mostny. McCulloch feeds ahead. And Chongo coming back will take it away. Out for a Fusion throw. As LaGrassa cannot link with Chongo. Forward stepping pressure by Zaliukas. And now he'll take the deep feed from Foster. Mostny. Now McCulloch ahead for Templeton. Nice control after the chest down. No nutmeg to be found. Now Chongo slows from flight. Gets around his man. Hesitation and has it hooked away. But a late whistle will be blown to the derision of the light blue faithful in attendance. As we're past the 8:30 p.m. hour locally, Kiffey sends it far post, cleared away. Certainly grateful for all those of you who've decided to watch the Fusion TV broadcast back in the earliest of morning hours back in Scotland. Receiving word on Twitter, even some watching from Sydney in Australia. The Teddy Bears getting up for the breakfast hour match down under. Thus far, though, for Rangers, it's been sour milk in their cereal. Attempted swing cross field for Jomez, taken away. But Cazares able to pinball it far sideline, and Ismaila with it once again. Cazares to Chongo, hooked down in the gap of the C of the Ventura College logo at center field. Ventura College, a two-year college, level below university here in the United States. Happens to have one of the best women's soccer programs in that level in the state, having won their conference an unfathomable 22 of the last 24 years. Far sideline, LaGrassa. Jomé. Closed off by Mosny, and he'll feed it ahead. Cazares does well to put it out off of Miller. And we'll have a substitution for the Fusion as Kip Colby will take a spot on the bench. Two more as well, including goal scorer Jordan Vale. The long throw, tracked down by Mosny. Now receives the return. Templeton ahead. Oh, the back heel could not be controlled by Chris Boyd. Flipping up like a scorpion's tail, but extending too far free. And now Edwards with the clearance. Chongo splits the pair of red shirts. On the turn, Brennan Livingston spills and loses possession, but it's given back. LaGrassa. Middle of the field, one of the substitutes, Tanner Wolf. Ball works its way back to the captain, Kiffey. Fed ahead. Wolf can't find it, but fellow sub Andy Moya forced the feed back to the far sideline. Miller. Played out for a throw. Miller. Law. Zaliukas. Mosny. Gives it away at midfield. Whistle goes for contact off the ball. Fusion will quick restart. Moya giving up for Wolf. Now far sideline. LaGrassa. Challenged from behind. Fusion want the quick restart, but the official insists. Free kick from the spot. This is LaGrassa. Skimming into the box. Flag is up. Ball skipping around off the backs of forwards and defenders like a stone across a still pond. Found Steve Palacios alone in the offside spot. And so Simonson and Rangers reset. Off the quick restart, Templeton curls it ahead. No bones about it. It is bashed back out behind for a corner. 63rd minute. Into the box, the header! Just over the bar. It remains Fusion at the advantage. Bit of a tenuous moment there. And now Templeton takes the ball free. To the top of the box. Turned by Wolf. But regained. Foster. Templeton. Had it taken away. Now Chongo. Tripped up from behind by Foster. And Wolf looks to help Chongo up. Chongo, who began professionally with Chivas USA, has called for the physio. So Steve Edwards and Scott Edwards out to check on Chongo. He's all right.
Coming into the game, number 16, defender Sebastian Foray. Number 14, forward Nicky Clark. And number 20, midfielder Kyle Hutton. Leading the game, number 23, Richard Foster. 18, Ken Miller. And number 6, Lee McCullough.
So you hear the three subs announced. Clark, Foray, Hutton now on the pitch for Rangers. A forward, defender, and midfielder. Looking to change the fortunes of the visitors. Foray. Templeton. Lobs one in. That Edwards eats up. Well, certainly when you look at these subs for Rangers, Nicky Clark certainly appears to be the man the Fusion should be most forewarned about. Having won the Ginger Boot back in 2012, 2013 with Queen of South. Ginger Boot, for those American viewers who may not be aware, awarded to the top goal scorer across all 4 flights of Scottish football. 41 goals in 46 appearances for number 14 in red. Whistle and a free kick given, as at the top of the box, Chris Boyd takes a tumble. And this will elicit some irritation from the men in white tonight. Really the first time we've seen some consternation at a call from them. It is just at the edge of the box. And so now Edwards will set his wall. And sent over the top by Stevie Smith. Smith was in line to be selected for the 2008 European champions side for Scotland, but saw that scuppered by a thigh injury. So Fusion facing a considerable bit more pressure now as Alfaro dips behind, sends it betwixt two, and now the turn. Alfaro drops for Edwards. Kiffy the claim. Near sideline, it's held in and forward by Foray, but sent back. Evelhoch. Moya. Wolf touches it far side, looks for it back, but Aird sends it out for the throw. Now the long play on. Palacios. Taken away. Law turned it at midfield. And now it's sent back. La Grassa. Chipped over the top. Whistle and a foul, free kick given. Rangers look to run with it. Nicky Law, far sideline now. Into the 70th minute. Kyle Hutton. Foray. Receives the return and gives it back. La Grassa sends to center. Chongo. La Grassa sends it into space. The cross goes careening wide to the near sideline. Correctly ruled without a touch from the defender from one half of the Old Firm. And so it'll be a throw to Rangers, but first, the Fusion with substitutes. Chongo, one of the players coming off. 3 fresh bodies on for Fusion. Of course, I'm sure there was probably some sort of pool made about at what point in this match would the Yank finally make reference to the Rangers-Celtic rivalry. One of the oldest in all of Scotland and all of football, but not the oldest derby in the world. Back in 2012, 2013, Rangers met Queen's Park, where they first played in 1879. That meeting back in the 2012-2013 season. Billed by Queen's Park as the oldest derby in the world. And now the Fusion with time and space, dancing free, yawning cage, score! Double delight for Ventura County. Agueta, number 2, makes it 2 for Ventura County in the 74th minute. And so now, with 16 minutes of regulation remaining, Fusion fans, can they begin thinking of history? Still far too early a time, and far too much talent. To the pitch from the guys of Glasgow, centered into the box. And it curls capriciously wide. Off the Templeton try, but will go for a corner. Aired on the hit. Whistle will bring a quick halt to the order. Zaliukis and his marker receive words from the man in black. Now aired on another attempt. Feed to the far post, empties out the back, and Boyd unable to put it out off the Fusion player. Sprung ahead. Time and space. Elias Lopez. Dropped back. Wolf. The feed ahead. Wolf was the target. Zaliukis zipped the opportunity closed, though. Now on the run, Clark. Turns far sideline and drops it back. Templeton takes a tumble off the clearing challenge that goes out far side for the Rangers throw. Molsny gives it up. Into the box, headed on, and just fingertips between a one-goal match. Edwards keeps it at 2. Just not enough. The header from Boyd now into the box. Cross. Sent out. Argueta gives chase, forces the feed back. Smith for Hutton. Ahead, Templeton. Twists through 2. Chase Minter hits the deck. Quickly back up and takes the feed ahead. Minter. Cross step move denied. Aird. Turned it ahead. Clark sends it wide. Defender in the area, Evan Kenny-Goyer. And now Fusion punch it forward. So many white shirts staying back. Just two try to twist through before being turned back. Wolf with the hassle. Forces the feed to the far sideline. And now back to the very end. Zaliukas again sends it back to the keeper, who holds the Stoke record with 7 straight clean sheets put up in the 2006-2007 season, and Mosny gives it away straight far sideline for the Fusion throw. Steve Simonson, a former multi-year first choice keeper for the Potters, premiership level at Stoke City in England. One of the elder statesmen of this Rangers squad. Zaliukas sends it far sideline. Aird gives it up. Now retrieves to the middle. Hutton. Turning for Foray. Foray has it chipped back to him. Sends it back post. Sent to the area. The attempted turn and put on by Boyd. Sent back behind for another corner for Rangers. Curling feed, score! With 9 minutes remaining, it is a 1-goal match once more. Bill Mosny. It's rather appropriate so that he is the first to find the twine for Rangers. He's done a nice job from the back end, working and trying to turn the transition offensively. Perhaps Rangers fans be hoping for more for that in the coming campaign. He had 10 tallies in his 28 appearance first campaign with the Rangers. And for Fusion now, cannot afford to be caught clock watching, while still with the 1-goal advantage. Nearly given away, pressure from Law. Middle, given up by Moya. Feed ahead. Minter tries to undercut the lanky Lithuanian and cannot. Free kick given. Foray. The light blue faithful starting to make their voices heard, sensing the opportunity. Feed across to the back post, hit it off the bar! But a bit of fortune for Fusion vexes the visitors in Ventura County. Into the 84th minute. Edwards. Fusion will retain on the throw. Kiffy. Played forward by Moya, but turned back by Molsny now Rangers. Ball comes back for Chase Minter on the run. We'll wait for reinforcements. Feed ahead to the near sideline. Kiffy couldn't control on the carry. There was space. Few ticks at time, but too much. Now a straight giveaway to Minter. Minter, step over. Give to the top of the box. The hit, score! And just as it becomes a one-goal match, it's back to 2. Matt LaGrassa. 85th minute goal, 3-1 to Ventura County. What a remarkable evening in area code 805. Templeton on the run as it cleared away out for the throw by Kiffy. Zaliukas. Under pressure from Ronnie Argueta. His 74th minute goal, currently the difference. The Twine fine for LaGrassa. Mere moments ago, the insurance. And we have a substitution forthcoming.
And coming into the game is number 8,
Elias Lopez. Wide mistakenly earlier. Identified number 3, Chase Minter as. On in favor for James Kiffy. Now Law. Sends to the box, popped in the air, cleared to the near sideline. Foray. The top of the box. Argueta comes away with it. Through ball for the run-on. Lopez takes his man on. Tries to turn for Argueta. Be cleared ahead. To the corner it goes. And Mosny, the goal scorer for Rangers, will assure seeing it out for the goal kick. And takes the quick feed from his keeper. In to the 89th minute. Mosny. Law. Gives back to the near sideline, Foray. This is a Ventura County Fusion side that has not only taken on clubs, but it has taken on national teams. U23s for Mexico, for Canada, developmental teams for the United States. It's taken on New Zealand. And tonight could claim in an international friendly one of the most famous club scalps in all of Europe. Mosny. Long feed far sideline. Seen out for the Fusion throw. For Rangers, it's a trip up north to take on Sacramento Republic FC coming up on the 19th. And we are in to added time. Rangers said in the build-up, with the performance of the Americans at the World Cup, they expected a spirited affair. They have received that and more. From a team in the third tier of the American soccer pyramid. Attempted clearance, goes for Templeton. But a nice recovery on the play by Wolf. The Santa Barbaran will be playing his soccer at Westmont. Fed ahead for Argueta, who, taken down by Mosny, earns the free kick for Fusion. Sent ahead to the corner. Mosny allows it to roll out. Simonson sends it ahead. Free kick given. Perhaps a final push for Rangers. And at the end, the volley chance stubbed into the artificial turf of the Sportsplex and careens into the chest of the Fusion keeper. Hutton trying to take ahead for Templeton. Into the box. Edwards out, envelops it. Molsny will retrieve, and the final whistle goes. Ventura County Fusion have defeated Rangers 3-1 in international friendly action. This a historic result for Ventura County in the 8th season of competition. They take down a team in the 3rd game of a summer campaign following their first unbeaten season since 1898-99. Last year's League One winners at 33 wins, 3 draws, no losses, suffer their first defeat of preseason in their first North American tour in 7 years. It has been an honor for the Ventura County Fusion to welcome Rangers FC to Ventura County to train and to take to the pitch for an international friendly. And we with Ventura County certainly wish all the best to Rangers in their Scottish Football League Championship season coming up, and hope to see them in the top flight of the Premiership very soon. But for Ventura County, a Southwest Division title, a playoff date forthcoming with BYU Cougars in Las Vegas. Opportunity for more history in this season, but already it will be remembered for the night of Tuesday, July 15th, when Ventura County defeated Glasgow Rangers 3-1. Final scoring summary in the game for Ventura County. In the 42nd minute of the first half, Jordan Vale scored the first goal of the match for Fusion. In the 74th minute, Ronnie Argueta made it Fusion 2, Rangers 0. In the 81st minute, it was Bilal Molsny bringing an edge to the proceedings, putting the Fusion faithful in anxiety, but in the 85th minute, the result confirmed by Matt LaGrassa. 3-1 is your final score. For the latest in Ventura County Fusion soccer, be sure to visit vcfusion.com and keep up with the Fusion on social media as well. The playoff push begins now. 4 wins in their last 5 games of PDL competition and a famous friendly victory over Rangers. Like to thank everybody at Caps TV for their hard work in putting together coverage of this evening's contest.